authentic self. The next gentleman who will be joining us on stage, his name is Ethan. Ethan had some really phenomenal stories, so I'm going to start with my favorite. Ethan had to be taken to the ER when he was younger because he got a hot dog lodged in his throat. He'd been in a hot dog eating contest at his church youth group, and they had to call his parents and say, "Your son has a hot dog stuck in his throat." If he had a luxury yacht, he would name it the Titanic. That is hopeful. And his first job was as a dancing ice cream cone for Dairy Queen. So, that being said, I introduce you to Ethan.
Fuck, this is scary. Jeez. Now I can understand why public speaking is the #1 fear in America. There's a lot of you guys here. And I want to ask, what's 2 + 2? Shit, you guys aren't even drunk yet. Like, this is not good. But, you know, when your hand is trembling and your palms are sweating, maybe that's a good thing. When you're scared and you're pushing yourself to the limit, maybe you can learn a lot. I learned this lesson after I decided to figure out the most scary thing that I could think of for myself. For me, it was starving myself for 5 days and then deciding to go homeless in New Orleans for a weekend with nothing but a camera for my selfies and a knife for my protection. And so, I found myself on the streets of New Orleans, trying to scare myself, trying to push myself, trying to grow myself. The only problem was I had no money. I had nothing. So I had to figure out, I had to problem solve. How am I going to feed myself? Where am I going to sleep? So I remembered my days dancing on the street as ice cream cone, right? What's the easiest way I can make some money? So I searched the streets of New Orleans for some supplies. And I found myself on the street corner with a sign, dancing for food money. The only problem was I was really, really scared. I didn't want to dance, but people were yelling at me, and I was hungry. I hadn't had anything to eat for the past 5 days. And so, with hunger and fear in my stomach, oh, hot damn, this is my jam. Got me partying till a.m. Y'all understand why I got my hands in the air, air. Soon enough, the audience started to like what I did. They would summons me to their car, and I would sort of gallop over there like Gollum. And then I made my first $1, and it was sweet as Kool-Aid on a hot day. Oh, yeah! That night, I went to bed in a park to sleep. I was scared because who knows what could happen to me. I was vulnerable. Who knows what could happen to me? I could die, and I had to come to terms with that. But I was so excited that night because I had made my first $1 ever. No job, no family, no parents, no permission. My first $1. You know, I spent 4 years in college trying to learn how to make money through entrepreneurship and building businesses, adding value to people's lives. It wasn't until I pushed myself outside of my comfort zone, put myself in a scary position, and went out there and did it, added value to other people's lives. And in return, they compensated me with money so I could eat. In our life, we have things that we want to do. We want to learn. We want to grow. We want to push ourselves to another height. We want to go after our dreams. But sometimes we're scared. Sometimes we're scared to push ourselves to that level. And what I found was urgency is something that can push us. It can help us, push us off that cliff into a direction that can change our lives. So, I ask you, are you in your comfort zone? I mean, right now you are because you're drinking, you're sitting there, you're watching people. But we only have one life. And we have a choice. We can either get up on the stage and we can perform, or we can sit as a bystander and watch our life fly by. Thank you.
Good job. Ethan was shaking.